Hi guys, welcome back to the Soul Ecosystem Podcast. I am your host, Anna Rising, and on this podcast we talk everything soul contracts, past lives, reincarnation, and all the good spiritual girly stuff. This episode is going to be really laid back, and as you can see, my cat is in the background, or not see. If you're only listening to audio, my cat is in the background on my piano, just chilling there. She's going to be no doubtedly going back and forth during this reading. This episode is going to be a reading for the May energy. It's already April 25th. I have no idea what happened to this month, but it's like time is just racing this month, racing away. So for this episode, we are going to pull some cards. I'm going to see how much cards want to come out, and then we are going to have you guys choose a number that resonates with you using your intuition and get your message for what is waiting for you in your May. What kind of energy is waiting for you? What kind of things are going to be happening for you? So let us dig in. Okay, so we got one card and already decided to come up face up. It's guns blazing, so that's going to be interesting. I should probably pick a number 2. Let's see what other cards want to come out in order to suss out the May energy. The cat in the background is named Lulu, by the way. She is a Gemini. And I think I recently only connected that for her because I knew her birthday was June 18th. And I'm like, okay, this makes so much sense because she is so affectionate, but she's also so feisty. She knows how to stand her ground. We have a boy cat here named Sly that really likes to mess around. He likes to pick on people, and she doesn't have any of it. She can smack him around if he starts pestering her. And she's also got this thing where she'll come up and she'll start licking you, and then it'll be lick, lick, bite, lick, bite. She likes to throw in some bites just in case you get too used to her being affectionate. She doesn't like to be predictable. So I think that's it. I think we have 4 cards. 4 cards to work with. So please choose a number between 1 and 4. Yes, Lulu. She has something to say about this. And let us dig into the energy of that. So open up your heart, and whatever number you feel gravitated towards, you can go to that timestamp. I'll provide a timestamp on YouTube to listen to the message for that number. So go ahead and choose. And we are going to start. So group number 1, your card came flying out. And this is the card of death and rebirth. So I have a feeling that this card was meant for me as well. So whoever else is in the group 1 pile, I'm sorry. I have been going through a lot of rebirths, a lot of ego deaths, just a lot of identity crises. And this feels like you are going to be having one more last kind of identity crisis. This death and rebirth feels like the final push. This feels like you are finally stepping into what it is that you have been fighting so hard to find. I resonate with this as well. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that this is my card pile, but I resonate with this as well because it feels like I've been transitioning from identity to identity, or like versions of myself, and it's almost like there's been some kind of wheel of fortune going on, and it's been stopping at these places, and I'm like, oh, okay, like this is what I need to work on next. This is who I am next. This is my identity. And then as soon as you start to get settled and get used to in that identity, something else happens, and it's like, okay, like this was the wrong way to go. This was the wrong direction. This is not meant to happen at this time for me. And you kind of have to do a reframe and a refresh, and it's like start over with a new character. So this feels like you have been trying very hard to step into your authenticity. You have been trying very hard to find your energy amongst a sea of people. It is like you have been putting out a beacon and you have been trying to find yourself for a very long time. For me personally, it's been a couple of months that I feel like I've been going through this search and finally figuring out what it is that I'm meant to be doing, who it is that I'm meant to be. And every time I feel like I have it figured out, it kind of, the rug gets pulled out from under me. So this is very much that vibe. It feels like you have been trying to find your joy. You've been trying to find your place in the world. And that means that you are going to be going through a lot of ego deaths and finding out all of the parts of you that have built up walls and resistances and identities in order to protect yourself from certain things. So that is what I mean by ego death. You are finding the places of you that have been molded in order to be able to survive something, the versions of you that you have picked up on in order to protect yourself, in order not to feel pain. You may have numbed yourself. You may have told yourself a story that, oh, this is who I am, this is what I'm like, and it might not be factual. It might not be authentic to you. So May is the last unpacking, is what I am hearing. It's you coming into your authenticity. It is coming into the version of you that you've been looking for. And I don't want to say that you're not going to have to go through this death and rebirth process again, because throughout our lives, we're going to do that continuously. We're going to be doing that continuously, evolving as humans and changing, and hopefully for the better, that changing for the better. And I just pulled another card for you guys. Group number 1, you are my spiritual girlies. You're my boss babes, boss ladies. This is going to be a particularly enlightened time for you. It feels like the veils that have been put over your eyes continuously throughout your life are going to be lifted, and this might be bringing up some kind of event that might not feel all too pleasant while you're going through it. It might kind of be an uncomfortable unveiling. You're going to be like, oh my God, like I didn't know this. I never realized that this is who I am, or like that this happened to me. And I've kind of adapted to it in this shape or form, in this way. So it might not be comfortable, but it's going to make things click. It is going to put like the final puzzle piece together, and this is a gigantic piece of the puzzle for you that you've been trying to figure out. It's going to land and click into place, and you're going to be like, okay, I got it. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what I'm here for. You're going to find your why, is what I'm hearing. You're going to find your why and get into a place that's really blissful. If you have been trying to find your peace whilst you are going through this identity crisis, you are going to be finding that within yourself. Now, the thing with ego deaths and rebirths, we rebirth versions of ourselves, right? We let the old versions of ourselves die when things aren't working for us, when the old versions of ourselves aren't working for us, and we let new versions of ourselves in. These new versions aren't really new, they're just more aligned with our frequency and our vibration and our life path. They're more aligned with what we want to manifest in our lives. And this just feels so strongly rooted in your identity. This month of May feels so strongly rooted in how you're going to see yourself. I feel like this is going to be a gigantic aha moment. So something might happen, but you are going to be so grateful for it because it's like cards are on the table. Everybody isn't like bluffing anymore. You're going to be able to see the situation for exactly what it is. And you're going to be like, got it. I know exactly what I need to do next. I know exactly who I am. And nobody's going to be able to tell me anything. This feels extremely liberating. This feels extremely freeing. And the level of like, don't F with me that's going to be happening for you is insane. This feels like a liberation of your authentic self, of your soul. That was very, very much needed. So yes, that puzzle piece is going to click into place and you are going to be aligned with the highest version of yourself, with that version of yourself that you have been looking for. You've been trying to reach her. You've been like manifesting it. I can see you envisioning it. I can see you guys envisioning your dream life and trying so hard to match up to that energy, match up to that frequency, and you are going to be there. You're going to be in this space of enlightenment because all of the veils are going to fall and you are just going to have so much clarity about your mission and what it is that you're meant to do. So wait for that before you make any big decisions, before you guys invest into anything, before you decide to make a move or change professions. Wait for that moment of clarity because it is coming and it wants to come through for you. It wants to drop everything for you, drop all of the facades, drop all of the programming, drop all of the lies that people have said about you, that you have believed about yourself. Wait for that moment of clarity because it is going to absolutely change your life and align you to the version of yourself that you know inherently you have the capacity to be. You just haven't been able to see that manifest in reality. And that is going to be manifesting for you in the month of May. I'm trying to sense out if there's any other messages for group 1. Spirit wants to be repetitive. It wants to make doubly sure that you don't make any life-changing decisions until that moment of clarity, whatever it is that you have a question about, whatever you have been wondering about, whether you should do something, whether you shouldn't do something that's considerably a big decision, should be held off until this point, until you have clarity on what it is that you're meant to do, on what it is that you're supposed to do. And that's all I have for you, group number 1. That was very enlightening. That felt very hopeful and exactly the vibe that I was going for. I'm like, I don't want to give any bad news right now. I want hope and happiness and positivity. I feel like the past few months have been, I always say that, the past few months have been kicking our butts, but life is always doing that, isn't it? So, all right, group number 2. You are making moves. You are making money move. You are running really fast to something either geared towards traveling or moving. and you've got your eye on the prize, you've got your eye on the ball, but it feels like you're missing something. You're missing connection. You've been so focused on the movement and the arrangement of whatever it is that you're planning here that you are missing a part of yourself. So this is touching a little bit on group one's message. This is a little bit talking about identity, because whatever it is that you're gearing up towards, whatever it is that you're kind of going guns blazing in, is something that's not what you actually desire. It's not something that is coming from you. You think you might want it, or you might even realize that you don't want it. You're like, I don't even know why I am breaking my back trying to earn this promotion or trying to move to this city. I don't even like the city. This might be something that you think is just the next step, either of your relationship or of your life, and there's some hesitancy there. You might not want to confront it just yet, but it is important to understand why the hesitancy is there. It feels like the underlying reason that you're going into this is kind of because of pressure that you have put on yourself to have reached a certain point by this time. Maybe you feel like, oh, I should be engaged by this point, or I should be married and having kids by this point. And now you're kind of doing this thing where you're comparing yourself to others. So it's putting pressure on you subconsciously or consciously that isn't actually from you. You don't actually want to be making this move. You're going all in on it, and it feels like there's already been a deposit put into place, or you've already put money into this, and you're not even sure if you actually want to do this. And the answer is that you don't. There is a connection back to your spirit that needs to happen. There is a moment that you have to take for yourself to sit down in a place of meditation and sit quietly with your thoughts and try to keep asking yourself why it is that you want or feel the need that you need to be doing this, and keep asking questions until you get to the bottom of the motivation here, because the motivation here is lost. It feels like it's untangible, like it's just out of your reach. So keep trying to pull it into you and find out if this is even a desire that is coming from you. Once you do that, another path is going to open up for you. Once you do that, if you feel like, no, I have to take this path, like no matter what, this is the only option available to me. Once you reconnect with your spirit, you're going to see that there was something else. There's another option here that is altogether better, more aligned with you, more aligned with your path, more aligned with what it is that you desire out of life. So this might, I feel like this is a relationship. I feel like this is somebody that is settling because you think that, oh, no relationship is perfect, right? Like he or she has the majority of the qualities that I seek in a romantic partner. So it doesn't feel like I'm compromising myself, compromising my beliefs in any way if I settle down with this person and start a family. But your presence isn't there. Your presence is not in this relationship. Your spirit is not in this relationship. That connection that you crave is not in it. And it feels like you're trying to outrun it. It feels like you are trying to prove to yourself that it is there, or you are trying to get so far ahead into the relationship that you don't have a chance to look back and be like, oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have done this. It feels like you're kind of trying to run away from the problem. And that is the lack of connection that you feel to this person. So the advice here is to really go inward and seek the motivation that you have to, let's say, move in with somebody, get engaged, get married, have a kid with somebody. Keep digging into your why you feel that this person is the person to do this with, because chances are you really need to pump the brakes until you figure out why you're missing that connection, why your spirit is not in this relationship, why your spirit is not in this choice. And you are going to see, once you come back to yourself, if you feel like this is the only option that you have to move forward with this, you have to take the next step in this relationship. Once you pull back and recenter yourself, ground yourself, and realize what it is that you actually want, you're going to see that there's another path open. And it's an altogether much more beautiful path. It's a path that's aligned with you spiritually, aligned with your vibration, and it's going to bring you so much more happiness because it's going to click everything into place. It is going to be that desire that you have. It's going to have all of the things that you want out of a relationship, out of a partner. It's going to have all of that. And you won't need to make any compromises, and you won't need to feel like I either have to like go all in on this or get out of this relationship. And it feels like that's what you're doing. It feels like you're like, okay, I don't want to cut this relationship short because I don't necessarily understand what's not working here. I don't want to offend the person. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to break it off because I don't necessarily know what is lacking here. So I guess I need to go all in. You do not need to go all in. You need to figure out what is lacking, and you need to figure out what exactly isn't working for you. And if it's something that is a deal breaker, like the connection, the connection just isn't there, then you need to reassess and find a different way forward. And that is what I have for the month of May for you guys, group number 2. It feels like there's some introspection that needs to be done for you here. But out of it is going to come out a more aligned path for you, a path that is going to bring you more happiness in the long run. You just have to tough it out and try and see if you can find that connection that you're missing. Find that piece of the relationship that's not working for you and figure out if that's something that is going to be a problem. It's going to be an obstacle later on. And that is all I have for you, group number 2. I am moving on to group number 3. Group number 3. This feels like you just got some kind of opening. You just either a job position open up at your company, or you just got the green light for something that you did not have the green light for before. Maybe this is time for somebody to start trying for babies. But there is a path ahead of you that it has kind of lit up. It's been dim before, like it's been out of access for you. You haven't had access to it before, but now it's opened up for you. So for some people, it might be an expansion, a physical expansion, like of a family. For others, it might be more of a financial expansion or a career expansion. But you are looking outwards and you are looking at all of the possibilities that are opening up to you. Oh, okay. And along with this card, we have the Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This is some fire energy. This is some bomb energy. Did you guys win the lottery or something? Like, I feel like so much has opened up to you. You're kind of at a point where you need to choose a path. You need to choose the next step in your life and your next focus. So maybe you just graduated and now you have all of these different branches of opportunities opening up for you, and they kind of want you to decide where you want to go. Do you want to stay in the city you are in now? Do you want to move to the other side of the country and start a career there? Do you want to move to the suburbs? Do you want to move to a very busy city? It feels like there's a lot of questions in the air, and the energy there is so expansive. There's no wrong answer necessarily, because you're a person that has so much talents, so much gifts, and it feels like by your energy, you have so much like financial flexibility in order to pursue what it is that you want, that this should be an easy decision for you, but it feels like it's not. It feels like you really need to sit with it and find out what brings you the most joy, what path brings you the most joy. But you have like limitless potentials here. There are certain paths that are brighter than others, so they feel like they're more aligned with you and your vibration. They feel like they're more aligned with your joy. They're more aligned with what it is that you desire out of life. So I would like immediately cross out the paths that don't bring you joy. Like if you think, oh, I want, what if I can move to New York City and get my master's there or go for my doctorate there? If that immediately drains you and it's like, oh, that's going to mean this and this and this, and I'm going to have to do this and this and this, then just cross that path off of your list and really narrow it down to find out what would give you the most joy. And I would chase that. I would chase the path that brings you happiness and excitement, because you have so much positive reinforcement behind you. It feels like all of the paths are blessed, like beforehand. Like you kind of, it's like a situation where you have to choose your lottery ticket. Do you want to win $1 million in this city or this city or this city? Either way, it's going to be blessed as heck. So decide where you want to be blessed. Decide if you would rather be blessed in a tropical climate, somewhere warm, or if you want to be blessed in a climate that has a lot of seasons. It's entirely up to you. And that's like, I'm trying to even, it's hard to even comprehend the level of potential here, because the energy is extreme, so extreme. It feels like you have been absolutely working your butt off to get here, to get to a place where you're graduating. You might not be graduating school, you might be graduating a very deep and personal spiritual lesson. You might have been going through the thick of it for a very, very long time. And now you're coming up on all of these choices coming up for you. You all of a sudden have all of these choices, all of these freedoms. And it's insanely beautiful, insanely powerful. So really enjoy that moment. Enjoy that freedom of being able to choose where to go next, because it sounds amazing. It looks amazing. Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. You couldn't ask for better energies to guide you, to go along this journey with you, because they have got your back. This is the energy of somebody that's very determined, very ambitious, very strategic, smart, intellectual, cerebral, along with a whole bunch of energy. This is the divine feminine. This is somebody that knows how to receive, knows how to live abundantly, and kind of let the universe bring things to you. So you are going to be set in the month of May. Prepare for a lot of opportunities to start opening up for you, and really relish in how far you've come, relish in how hard you've worked for this, because it feels like it has been a long time coming. This feels like a gigantic reward for some really hard work. So enjoy it, celebrate your success, celebrate this gigantic victory. This is not going to be a small one. This is a gigantic victory for you. Celebrate it and decide where you want to go from here, because there are multiple paths and multiple success options. It feels like you can't fail. You just have to choose what's going to make you happiest. So that is a beautiful and inspirational reading for you. I wish I chose that pile. I wish that pile was for me. But of course, my pile is always the spiritual work and learn the lessons, and I'm tired. All right. That was it for you, group number 3. That was it for you, group number 3. The next pile is group number 4. Let's see what the month of May has in store for you. Group number 4. You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have been planting seeds. You have been working diligently, doing the work, getting all your bushes in a row, bundles in a row, getting all the ducks in a row. There we go. Ducks in a row. Sorry. It takes me a while, like as long as I keep repeating it, like keep saying it out loud, I'll eventually get to what it is that I'm trying to say, the metaphor or this saying that I'm trying to dig out of my brain, out of the crevices of my brain. I eventually get to it. So yes, you have the Knight of Pentacles. What have you been working towards? We have Queen of Swords energy. Out of all of the cards, I think Queen of Swords is one of my favorites. It's my favorite. This is air sign energy. Ooh. Okay, you have been going through it. You have been going through it. You have been very strategic in your planning. And it's time for a move. This feels like you have done everything that you can do in a place. It feels like you have tried every which way to make something work. Like, let's say that you have a very finicky plant. You have tried underwatering it. You have tried overwatering it. You have tried putting it into sunlight. You have tried taking it out of sunlight. And this plant just does not want to live. It just does not want to work with you. It keeps dying on you, and you cannot figure out what it is that it needs, because you have tried everything on your end, everything that you know how to make this work. And it feels like there needs to be a stepping away from a project, some kind of ending. For some of you, this might be a very literal stepping away. This might be leaving a place of work or a place of residency. This might be leaving an apartment or a house and moving somewhere. For others of you, it's kind of calling you to reassess your spirit. It really wants you to get really still and reassess what is working for you right now in this moment and what isn't. The month of May feels like you are going to come to not a dead end, but like it's going to be a fork in the road. And you're going to have to make a decision whether you want to continue something or not. And from the looks of the cards that have popped up, you are going to choose that you have had enough, that you don't want to continue either working in a place that is draining you of your energy, draining you of your life force, or this feels like this could be a relationship, maybe something with family. It feels like you've been saving up for this. saving up for this move, saving up for this transition, and it does feel like a transition. I'm going to try to pull some cards in regards to what this transition will bring for you, because I don't want to leave it on, oh, it's just going to be the end of something. It's just going to, something's going to end, you're going to be sad, or you're going to have to start over. So I want to see what positive thing is going to come from this change, because it feels like it's very much aligned, and you may have been putting it off. You may have been avoiding it for a long time. And it's kind of like, I don't want to do this for the summer too. I don't want to be in a dead-end relationship all summer. I want to be in my, oh my gosh, what's that saying? Hot girl summer. Okay, yep, this is going to be a hot girl summer for you. This is going to be when you come alive. It is so funny that I use the plant analogy, and now I see a card with plants and herbs everywhere, even birds, and just a single lady that is having the time of her life. This feels like you're letting go of something that you've held onto for a long, long time, too long. You have your ducks in a row. You've decided to leave this situation to pursue yourself, to pursue your happiness. And I bless you on this journey. You are blessed on this journey, because out of it, you're going to come into alignment and into your authentic self. You're going to love life again. You're going to be able to enjoy it again, because you're not going to have something that drags you down. It feels like you've been walking with like huge rocks chained to your ankles, and you're trying to climb a mountain. You can't climb a mountain when you're being dragged down by this weight. So you getting rid of this weight and kind of stepping away from it, it feels like it's going to be, I don't want to say mutual, but it feels like it's going to be not as eventful as you think. Maybe you've been putting it off because you're like, oh, it's going to start this huge fight, or it's going to cause this huge conflict. It's really not, because you've reached a level where you've already sort of left this environment, left this kind of situation spiritually, and now you just have to take the step physically. You have to take the step in the physical, and it is going to be easier. It's going to be a easier letdown than you think. It's not going to be as high conflict. So don't worry about that if you are worried about it. And just remember that coming out of this, it might take you a week or two to grieve. You might feel not yourself for a week or two, but literally it's only going to be a week or two, because this has been a long time coming. You felt that this has been over. You felt over this for the longest time, and you finally have everything at your disposal, everything that you need to say goodbye to this, to say goodbye to this relationship, or to say goodbye to this workplace, and pursue what it is that you desire. And right now, it seems like what you desire is to just be alone. It feels like you just want to be left alone, and you want to start enjoying life again, because you have not been enjoying it. You have been struggling. It feels like you have been in a pit of mud, and you have been fighting your way through it and just sinking deeper and deeper into the mud. So you're coming out of this mud, proverbial mud, and you're going to be stepping into the happiest version of yourself, the most aligned version of yourself. This feels like such an upgrade. The majority of these piles are such upgrades for us. I'm telling you guys, the month of May is kind of going to be like an awakening in and of itself. Like, people are starting to stop buying into the fear tactics, the fear mongering, the other people's programming saying that, oh, like if you leave this relationship, you'll never be able to find anyone again. Or if you quit this job, you're not going to be able to have a successful career. You're not going to be able to do this, not going to be able to do that. People are over it. People are so over it, because I think they've realized that they have done everything the right way. It feels like they've done everything the right way. They've listened to all of the opinions and all of the people that were well-meaning, and they were trying to guide you to what made the most practical sense. And it's guided you straight into unhappiness and resentment and discontentment on such a spiritual level, on such a deep level, that it is draining. It is draining you all of your energy, and they're over it. They want to be done. You want to be done. And you've realized you can't live like this anymore, that you would rather risk being happy and doing what it is that you love, because either way, people are going to have opinions, people are going to have thoughts about your life and how it is that you're supposed to live it, what it is that you're supposed to do. You might as well just do whatever it is that you want. You might as well seek and chase what it is that is on your heart. Because in the end, you are going to have to live with it. You are going to have to live at that dead-end job or that relationship that makes you feel suffocated. And by the way, you're not going to have to choose. You're not going to have to choose to either be rich but unhappy in your job, or be poor but happy in your job. You don't have to make that choice. That is a limited thinking. That is a limiting belief. And same goes for relationships. So align with what your heart needs. Align with what it is that your soul needs, your spirit needs. Seek that connection. I feel like that's the theme here, to align with yourself and what it is that you want out of life. Don't let anybody else tell you what it is that you want out of life. You're the one that knows you best. You know yourself better. You know the desires of your heart. And that is all I have for you, group number 4. That was an incredibly beautiful message. It feels like the commonality here for all of the groups, all 4 groups, is that we are coming into a shift. We are coming to a shift where we align with what is meant for us, instead of doing what we think was meant for us. We are learning to listen to our hearts better, and we're assessing what is aligned with us, what is aligned with our desires, and what isn't aligned with our desires. And I'm very excited because it seems like there are some life-changing things happening for us, guys. It feels like we are coming up on the precipice of things that will alter the course of our lives. Oh, did anybody else see that? It feels like there was something flying across the screen. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening and finding out what is coming for you in May, what kind of energy you are going to be working with. I'm very excited because it feels very uplifting for each card group. Let me know what number you picked, and let me know if that resonates with what's coming for you, if that resonates with where you are now and what might happen, because I'm curious and a little nosy. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys next Friday on the Soul Ecosystem. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.